It's 10 to 8 and we're at Euston. We're waiting to meet Julie. She's travelling down from Liverpool. We're also waiting to meet David Galton from Wedlake Bell Solicitors. They're leading our group action into the Sling The Mesh campaign. It's Parliament Day today. We've waited a long time for this. Some women have been campaigning for 10 years. I've been campaigning for 2.5 years. The Labour Party today have called for an immediate public inquiry into this and to suspend mesh implants until they can prove the rate of risk and complications. It's going to be a really big day. I can imagine it's going to be quite a heated debate and a lobby afterwards. We've got women travelling from all over the country and I can't wait. Are you alright?
Yeah.
How are you?
Very well.
Nice to see you.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. This is Harry from my newspaper. This is David.
Hello, Harry.
Ah, Julie! Hi. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, we're now in the cab on our way to Parliament. It's feeling more real now. It's been surreal for the last couple of days, and now as we approach Parliament, it's slightly nerve-wracking and exciting, all rolled into one. I've got our lawyer David Galton from Wedlake Bell in the car with us, and also Julie Gilsenan from Liverpool, and we're on our way. Bring it on. So the press release that's gone out it's not just Owen Smith, this is the entire Labour Party.
Brilliant.
Sling The Mesh.
Freaking hell, this
They're
is open now.
demanding a public inquiry, they're demanding a suspension. You should see the quotes from like Emma Hardy, Sharon Hodgson. This is...
need to speak to Cuff Sansom, I think.
Ah!
Sorry.
So I've just done an interview for Sky for their live Sunrise programme. I'm really aware that as more media is going out, we're getting a lot of people joining the Sling The Mesh campaign. They've seen the show, they've got a mesh implant, they're concerned. If anyone's planning an operation, I would say to them, cancel it and do your research, because you can have a lifetime of regret. So please, if you're thinking about a mesh operation, cancel it now, do your research and join Sling The Mesh and find out some more.
Sling the mesh! Sling the mesh! Sling the mesh! Sling the mesh!
Nice to see you all. Oh, lovely to see you. Thank you so much. No, it's a real pleasure. Hi, Miss Shazina. How are you? I don't know you personally, but I know you.
Hi, I'm Peter Williams, my wife Stephanie. We've been married for 38 years, and up to June this year we had a sex life. Stephanie had a prolapse for nearly a year before they did anything about it, and when we actually went into hospital for full hysterectomy in June, they an hour before the op they said, oh, we've decided we're not going to do the hysterectomy, we've got this fantastic new process using this mesh. And that's the first we'd ever heard of it.
And then I went ahead and had the mesh in June, early June, and I've been in agony since.
Hi, my name is Blair Baker. I'm from Wiltshire, England. I'm here today at Westminster to try to make sure that mesh is suspended, that the mesh surgery that's used for incontinence in women and for prolapse surgery, gynecological surgery also is actually used in hernia operations. If we can just suspend the surgeries for now until we're able to have more research into the device's safety. We're really concerned about women's safety. A lot of us have the surgery, which is sold as like a gold standard surgery, 20-minute in and out procedure. For a lot of us, it was just to cure a simple case of maybe incontinence with running or jogging or any kind of gym activity. And what happens with this mesh is it's causing a lot of women to have injuries afterwards. Some women are having the mesh erode through other organs. In my case, it eroded and caused me a lot of pain, and it has limited my activity. For other women, it causes them to lacerate their bladders or their urinary tract or their bowels, and they're now in wheelchairs and they're on tramadol for their whole life.
Right, can I call you all to order, please? I know some of you will have been in the room in order to hear the very important historic debate that we've just held in Westminster for the first time when mesh has been debated in this Parliament, and therefore I think a very important, truly historic moment.
And deliberate fraud. We had a Parliament trying to determine what is right, what is honest, where there is integrity. It's getting to be next to impossible in public issues.
But it is at least a measure of the fact that you are succeeding in getting your voice here, that government's had to bring forward by at least 18 months this crucial guideline.
The issue that I feel that we need to address now is not just the aspects of the mesh and it's being phased in, but how do we retrieve it in patients who have had complications, and who should be doing that, and what services are provided.
Health Minister Jackie Doyle-Price said last week in Health Questions there isn't enough evidence to support a mesh suspension. The evidence is there. The NHS and the government are just choosing to ignore it. Latest studies show prolapse mesh risk is 12%, and the latest study by Susie and her team show it's at least 10%, and that was working on hospital statistics. So that's only women going to hospital for a problem. So there's many more suffering in silence, going back and forth to their doctor for pain medication. So the real risk, I think you can at least double it to 20%. That's 1 in 5 women, which is utterly disgraceful.
Thanks, Kath. I again pay tribute to what a brilliant advocate you've been for women.
So we've had the debate, we've had the lobby. It was very passionate. A lot of things were said. The positive things I take from it is that Jackie Doyle-Price has brought the NICE guidelines forward by 18 months. So they were due in 2019. They're now going to be out before Christmas. That's massive. So we're really hoping that the evidence is in there to prove that incontinence mesh risk is too high. A negative that I take is that in the parliamentary papers it says the risks are infrequent, but we know the latest study says 10% risk, and on the national guidelines a 10% risk is very common. So that makes the word infrequent very directive within the parliamentary papers. We're not happy about that. But going back to positives, it's been a really great day. Lots of women have come and shown their support. We've had a surgeon fly from Canada, we've had a surgeon fly from Scotland, we've had women from across Britain, including Northern Ireland and Wales. We've really put mesh on the agenda now. It's gone across the national media. It's not going to go away. We need to tell the government that seriously we're not going away. The issue needs to stay on the agenda, and we demand this public inquiry.
Hooray! 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 Three cheers for Sam Cat Samson! Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
We finished the parliamentary debate. We did a couple of interviews over at Parliamentary Green, and we were setting off to go home, and there's been a slight change of plan. We're here at the BBC to do an interview live with London News, so off we go.
1 in 11 women had experienced problems with various implants, including mesh. So even though you may not have heard about it, it appears that it's far more common than people think.
3 months after the procedure, I was getting worse instead of better. I went to the GP didn't know what to say, referred me back to the consultant couldn't see me for about 6 weeks. The pain I was getting at that point was like a real deep soreness internally. It was like something cutting me I used to describe it as something is cutting me from inside to out.
Where do you want this to be, and what is the outcome? What do you want?
What we want from this is a public inquiry, because it's so big, it's so bad. They need to properly look at all the figures. They need to recall every woman that's had a mesh implant and find out if she's had problems. And in addition, there's going to be a whole army of women who are so embarrassed that they're not even going to go to their doctors.
These ones are difficult.
Yeah, so our 10% figure of risk is so low.
I'll talk to you a little more about it in a while. I'd love to find out if it's something you understand, something you've been through, or something that you're too embarrassed to talk about but may well email in about. I look forward to that. By the time now, 4:30, Let's get the very latest news headlines, shall we, here on BBC Radio London, read for us by Catherine White.
Thanks, Eddie. London's headlines.